Chapter 33, Fundamentals of Hydraulic and Air-over Hydraulic Braking Systems, Day 2, Video 5, FMVSS 105. So the FMVSS, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 105, is the regulation that covers all of the requirements and specifications and redundancies and stopping distances and need for ABS and all that for a hydraulic brake system. Alright, so it dictates what that stopping distance is, and one of the things that we've talked about here in our master cylinder is that dual circuit, the primary and the secondary braking systems, all contained within that brake master cylinder. And the other thing it does is requires the manufacturers to have a different source of energy to apply the park and emergency brake systems. So the park system is we've moved the truck, we've slowed down, we've stopped, and now we put it into neutral and we apply the park brake, right? So that's the function there. Or the emergency, we're going to use exactly the same system, so it's a park/emergency system. If we have a failure in the hydraulic system, a different way to actuate the emergency brake. The cables that come out and actually move the brake shoes into the drums. So they're in the operators in the cab. You're going to have either a pedal with a cable linkage, or a lever, a brake handle that you would pull up, and a cable that comes from that and then actuates the park brakes or the service brakes manually. It's a different energy source to do that. So we're going to use the cable to do that. It also talks about having a split braking system, so the primary and the secondary system. That way, if we have something happens and one of the brake lines is severed, and now all the system pressure bleeds out through that broken line, we're only going to lose half of the braking system. So they'll split those up, and it's usually the longitudinal split. We'll have the primary brakes being the front axle or the steer axle brakes, and the secondary being the rear axle or the drive axle brakes. This is true with medium, light duty, passenger cars, that sort. We'll have the two systems. So it's usually split front to back, or they could have a diagonal split where we've got one front and one rear on the primary system, and then the secondary would be the other front and the other rear, so that we always have a front brakes working and rear brakes working if we have a failure in one of those systems.